So, but it's so great to see you all, and it's so great to be here with Joyce and John. And it's such a treat to have them together, and it's so appropriate, given a whole bunch of things about their work. I think that there's a kind of false divide between what's considered literary work and what's considered popular fiction in the sense. And so sometimes what we think of popular fiction are entertaining books or books where we feel gripped all the way through the book. And then we think of a literary book as sort of homework, something that'll improve us intellectually but might not give us that kind of bang. And these are two writers who defy that, who are very literary, have all the literary chops, that I aspire to. But at the same time, these books are thrilling and gripping and entertaining, and I mean they both are, and strange and frightening and funny. Just terrific books, both of them, and it's interesting to read them back to back. I've known John now for I guess a couple years. We met a couple years ago, and I know his background. I've read all his work, and I think it's sort of perfect that John is the literary editor at Cosmopolitan. And the reason why I think so.
I know you want more cleavage.
Yeah.
There you go, everybody.
It's mostly John's cleavage. But John is both literary, and he's open to the world in a different way than a lot of writers. I think his reach in all the books, it's sort of, I felt, we talked about this last time when I introduced John, had the privilege to introduce John before. He's the sort of writer who's at home reading the junky magazines on the newsstand, but also, the highest of literary art as well. And he brings everything together. He brings in high and low in a way that ends up at a very high place, I think. And I think this new book is exactly that. It's entertaining and moving, and anyway, there's all sorts of other things to say about him. And Joyce, I feel similarly too, in terms of, well, this book is so haunting, and it's also about my backyard. I live in Mill Valley, and to watch this sunset killer that Joyce is writing about here, and writing about these two sisters. And it takes so long. I know that something horrible is going to happen, and then when it doesn't happen, but then it does, and it's happening to other people. But it sort of feels like it's coming closer and closer. It's just exquisitely written. It's spare. It's beautiful. Anyway, I think you're going to have a blast reading both of them and reading them back to back. But let's give it up for these two terrific writers.